Warning. Power movement system overload. Damage repaired. Damage repaired. repaired.
Line 7, unit down at zone.